The last of the meat is gone. You boiled an ox hide for 3 days just to soften it enough to chew. And now, in a cabin buried under 20 feet of snow, someone finally whispers the thing no one wanted to say out loud, that the people who have already died do not have to be wasted. You are trapped in the mountains. It is the winter of 1846, and you are starving to death, one slow day at a time. The terrible part is not whether this is real. It is real. It happened to ordinary families exactly like yours. The real question is this: would you have made the choices that put you here? Go back 7 months. It is spring. You are rolling west in a wagon train, leaving everything behind for a new life in California. You are not a soldier. You are not an explorer. You are a farmer, or a mother, or a child holding the reins while your father walks beside the oxen. There are dozens of you. Whole families, old people, babies, every single thing you own, packed into a wooden wagon that creaks with every mile. The plan is simple. Follow the trail. Reach California before the first snow. Thousands of people make this journey. Most of them arrive perfectly safe. You will not be one of them. Here is what you do not understand yet. The mountains are not the thing that kills you. Time is. Every wagon train is in a quiet race against the calendar. You have to cross one high mountain pass before winter closes it. Leave on schedule, keep moving, and you make it with weeks to spare. But the danger never announces itself. There is no storm on the horizon. The sky is blue. The grass is green. Everything feels fine. That feeling is the trap. Because somewhere ahead, a man you have never met has written a book. And in that book, he promises a shortcut. You reach a fork in the trail. The old route is long, proven, and safe. Thousands of wagons have rolled over it and lived. The new route, the Hastings Cutoff, looks shorter on the map. A man named Hastings swears it will save you weeks. But here is what the map does not show you. Almost no one has ever taken it with wagons. Hastings has never led a single wagon over it himself. So, which do you choose? The safe road that everyone has survived? Or the shortcut that sounds just a little too good to be true? Most of the group looks at the map, sees a nice straight line, and turns toward the shortcut. And the moment those wheels turn, the clock starts working against you. The shortcut is a lie. There is no clear trail. You have to cut your own path through thick forest, hacking down trees one at a time. Some days the wagons move only a few miles. Then the forest gives way to something worse. A desert. Flat, white, and endless. You were told it would take 1 day to cross. It takes nearly 6. Your oxen collapse from thirst. The water barrels run dry. The white ground burns your eyes by day and freezes you at night. People abandon wagons and belongings they carried 1,000 miles just to keep walking. A family piano, a grandmother's chest, left in the dust for the desert to swallow. The shortcut that promised to save weeks has cost you a month. And while you crawl through that dust, the seasons are quietly turning above the mountains you still have not reached. This is the cruelest thing about survival. The mistake that kills you does not feel like death when you make it. It feels like a good idea. It feels like saving time. By the time you drag the wagons to the foot of the Great Pass, half-starved and far behind schedule, you finally look up. And the mountains are white. The snow came early this year, weeks early. You are so close now. The pass is right there. One hard climb, and California, warmth, food, safety, is on the other side. You push the wagons up. The snow gets deeper, knee-deep, waist-deep. The oxen sink and panic and will not move. You are a single day from the top. And then the storm hits. The snow falls for days without stopping. It piles higher than a tall man. The pass, your only way out, simply disappears. You are trapped. So you build rough cabins against the cold. And you wait. You wait for the snow to melt. It does not melt. It only deepens. You kill the oxen and eat them. Then you boil the hides into a gray, bitter paste. Then you boil the bones a second and a third time. You eat the mice. You eat the bark. And then there is nothing left at all. The cold never stops. The fire eats wood faster than you can dig it out of the snow. Every morning someone does not wake up. A small group straps on homemade snowshoes and walks out into the white to find help. They're gone for weeks. Most of them die in the snow. Back in the cabins, the children stop crying. Because crying takes energy they no longer have. And one freezing night, the living look at the dead. This is the moment history remembers, the moment survival stops being about courage and becomes about what a human being will actually do when there is no food left and no help coming. Some of them did the unthinkable, and some of them lived because of it. So, would you have survived the Donner Party? It would not have come down to strength. The strongest men often died first. Big bodies burned through their reserves the fastest. It would have come down to decisions you made months earlier, in the sunshine, when everything still felt fine. It would have come down to one quiet question. When the shortcut appeared, were you the kind of person who followed the crowd toward the easy answer, or the kind who stayed on the long, boring, safe road? The ones who survived were not the bravest. They were the ones who kept moving when others rested, who rationed when others feasted, who never ever let themselves believe that tomorrow would magically be better. Of the 87 people who set out together, only about half ever reached California. The rest are still up there, in the mountain that now carries their name. Here is the lesson the Donner Party paid for in blood. The shortcut is almost never shorter. The disaster did not begin with the snow. It began with one decision to trust a promise that sounded too good to be true, chasing saved time they could never get back. We do the exact same thing today. We take the shortcut at work, with money, with our health, telling ourselves it will save us time. And sometimes the bill does not arrive until winter. False hope is comfortable. It feels like optimism. But hope without action is just a slower way to freeze in the snow. But here's what almost no one tells you about that mountain. The Donner Party were not the only ones an early winter ever swallowed whole. Years before them, another group vanished into those same high passes. And unlike the Donner Party, not a single soul walked out to tell what happened. So what really becomes of the people history forgets? If you made it this far, you would have lasted longer than most. So do one thing before you go. Subscribe to TimeSketch. A new survival story every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And tell me down in the comments, when the shortcut appeared, which road would you have taken? This is TimeSketch. I'll see you in the next one.